Hey there, this is Jessie with the Seedle office, and this is going to be a brief overview of GetMarked, which is a new software that we have available for you that's going to make your time with Canvas so much easier and save you a lot of time. This is going to be a quick demo and tutorial, but if you have other questions or if you need one-on-one help, you can always contact our office anytime and a designer will help you out. All right, so let's get into it. A quick overview. GetMarked and this training is going to be located in our Seedle hub, and we're also going to have live trainings available for you as well. But this tool is using the new quizzes engine in Canvas. And if you missed our new quizzes workshop that we had, there are a couple things I want to point out really quickly because these can make a big impact on how you might or might not use this tool in your courses. So right here it says that new quizzes have different settings and question options compared to classic quizzes. So if you don't want to use any new quizzes whatsoever in your course, then this tool isn't going to be useful for you. If you want to only use classic quizzes, then you can't use this tool for that. Now, I will caveat to say there are some workarounds here, but if you want to directly import your questions and quiz content into your course, this specific tool uses new quizzes inside of Canvas. And new quizzes and classic quizzes are two different engines, and they're referred to as engines because it's an entirely different processing. It's not just an update or added features. They're two separate things inside of Canvas. Again, if you need help deciding that for your case and your classes, contact us and we'll help you out. The second bullet point says new quizzes currently doesn't work with Respondus. So if you use Respondus for your quizzes in your courses, then this is not going to be necessarily the best tool for you in specific quizzes that require Respondus. You can still use this in other places if needed. And then also check out that new quizzes workshop. It is located in our Seedle hub in Canvas, and that can give you tons of details about the differences between the two types of quizzes so you are fully aware of what's going on. Okay, so in this training specifically, there are 3 different parts. We're going to talk about importing the content first, and then we're going to talk about how you can handle and manipulate the content of your quizzes and the files. And then after that, we have a brief section talking about AI and how you can use that in conjunction with GetMarked and save you even more time. Another thing to caveat is you should see by now in Canvas on your course menu on the left-hand side, it should say GetMarked Quizzing Tool. You can see this, but students cannot. So don't worry about that. Leave it on the menu. It's completely fine because you can see it, they can't. All right, so let's get into it. So this is a quiz import and export tool within Canvas, but this tool isn't specifically made for Canvas. This tool is meant to talk between all different types of softwares, programs, LMSs, and websites. So you can actually use it in a variety of different ways, not simply just pulling things into Canvas or exporting them. So you can import from forms, either Google Forms, Microsoft Forms, Kahoot, Quizlet, even ChatGPT, all different kinds of places, and you can see those listed in the screenshot there. And all of these questions can go into the new quizzes engine in Canvas in just a couple clicks, and we'll cover that. And you can also add questions into an item bank, which is for new quizzes, it's called an item bank. For classic quizzes, it's called a question bank. That's probably what you're used to. But you can also use this to form your item banks and use those to create your quizzes as well. So there are a couple different ways you can use this even within Canvas. All right, part number 1. Let's talk about importing your content first. So whenever you are on the quizzes page, you're going to see the plus quiz button that's in blue at the top right hand corner, and then you're going to get this pop-up. One quick note about this, again, with the new quizzes, you have to have new quizzes enabled in order to see this pop-up here. So in order to actually go in and select new quizzes to be enabled for your course, follow the instructions at the bottom of the slide, go to Settings, which is at the bottom of your course menu, go to the Feature Options tab, and then where it says New Quizzes, make sure you check that box so it's green. That's how you enable new quizzes in your course. So after you've done that, click to add a quiz, and then click New Quizzes right here. All right, for the quiz information, you're going to enter the stuff as you normally would, right? You're going to have the name of your quiz, how many points, the group of assignments you want to apply it to, and then in the submission type is going to automatically say external tool, and it's going to be grayed out. That's because you're using new quizzes inside of Canvas. That's standard, don't worry about it. So once you've filled in the points in the name, go ahead and click Build in blue at the bottom right, and then we're going to be ready to actually put items into this quiz. Okay, so really quickly, if you haven't seen that new quizzes workshop, things are a little bit different in new quizzes, and we're going to be working with these tabs up here at the top that say Build, Settings, Reports, Moderate, etc. So we're going to be using that up there, as well as these 3 dots over here at the top right hand corner. So we're going to start in the Build tab, and then you're going to click on the 3 dots up here in the corner, and you're going to click Import Content. This is like the biggest and best thing, in my opinion, for encouraging you to use new quizzes. It's great. So you can simply just import content, and then from here it's going to be a typical browse your computer for a quiz file. And we'll go into more details on that. It'll tell you as it's importing it, and then give you a message once it's complete so you know exactly what's going on. After that, GetMarked is great. So it has so much stuff built into it to where it can actually detect what type of questions that you're importing. So does it have a picture associated? Is it a math or science equation? Is it multiple choice? Is it true and false? It can detect all of these and then import it into Canvas correctly. And of course, you can always click the pencil icon that's at the top right hand corner of any of these questions, and if something's wrong or if you want to edit the question that you've imported, you can still do that. Click the pencil and edit it. You're not locked in. You can also detect stimulus, and again, go check out that new quizzes training. But stimulus is, let's say you have students in art class who are analyzing a piece of artwork. You can have that artwork display on the screen and basically attach it to, let's say, 4 different questions. So as they're answering those 4 different questions, that picture stays on the screen for them to reference. That is stimulus. So that is saying if you have those, then GetMarked can actually detect those as well, which is great. All right, part 2, let's talk about how to create quiz files. This is the content you're actually going to be putting into your quizzes. So like I said before, you're gonna see the GetMarked quiz importer that is on your course menu. Only you can see this, and it's added automatically. But if for some reason you don't see this, submit an IT ticket and then they can take a look at it for you. So that is how you access it. Once you click that, this is going to open up. It's going to open in a new tab. So your Canvas is going to stay where it is. It's going to open new in your internet browser. And I highly recommend clicking guide or help, or even their blog is pretty good for this website. It gives you step-by-step instructions. But again, if you have any detailed questions, contact us and we'll help you out. So right here you can see a list of different things that they will accept, different file formats, and this is specifically for importing files, or you can import directly from other locations as well. So option 1, file upload. You can see the list of question types that GetMarked can recognize, such as multiple choice, true, false, matching, scales, etc. One point to emphasize down here, in bold, it says Word documents with charts, shapes, or grouped images aren't extracted, only standalone images. So if you are making a flow chart and it's not an image of a flow chart in your Word document, it's 50 different squares and arrows and circles that you have put together, don't see that as time wasted. Just do a screenshot of all those shapes that you created and grouped and put together. Create a screenshot of that, and then just add that screenshot image into the quiz itself. That would be one way to work around that. And then additionally, on that second part, you can always import these questions. And then, like I said before, you can still click the pencil on the questions and go back and add your image or whatever else you need in there if something didn't come over correctly. Screenshotting is probably gonna be your best bet. That'll be your easiest workaround. Still talking about file uploads, we do need to talk about PDFs really quickly. So this is if you have a PDF form or document that has all of your questions listed in it. This is mainly an option for people who still have like hard copies of old quizzes, and then you have scanned them and turned them into a PDF on your computer. So they highly recommend that you either convert that into a Word document, or you can still import it, right? You can still add that with GetMarked, but just be aware that it's trying to recognize and pull out text from an image. A PDF is basically an image, so things might not be completely accurate. You might have to go in and edit some of your questions. There is a PDF converter, so it can PDF to Word converter. It's a free website that Adobe has. You can save that to your favorites in Chrome. I use it all the time. It's great. Still might have to make a few edits here and there, but that's an option as well. So it works a little bit better with GetMarked's software. If you do have a PDF, it needs to be less than 15 pages, and it only needs to have the quiz questions and nothing else. Not, the answer key, not the cover page. It needs to be very, very basic. At least 150 grayscale. Black and white is not recommended. So there's just a lot of caveats here with a PDF. So I would highly encourage you using that converter that Adobe has for free. Or if you have different formats of your quiz available, just use a Word document or something else. So that will work a lot better with GetMarked. Okay, so coming up are the formatting requirements. So this is if you are doing a Word document yourself and you're wanting to type all of your questions into a Word document, create your quiz, and then just import it into Canvas. So most of the time, since it can recognize a lot of different formats, if you're getting this, let's say from Cengage or Pearson, or you found it online somewhere, a lot of times the formatting those publishers have in the Word documents are good to go. So just a caveat, you're not gonna have to always do this. We're gonna fly through it a little quickly. I'll have the slides posted for you guys to review later if you are gonna be typing questions into a Word document. So this is only for that. So for your true/false questions, you can just type the answer directly below the question. So the Earth has 2 moons, and you can put an F or you can put false, either way. If you highlight it, if you make the answer bold, if you put the word answer with the semicolon, you can do that, or an asterisk either to the left or to the right. All of those different options which are displayed over here in this example, all of those are going to be recognized by GetMarked. So you do have a lot of options. With open-ended questions specifically, put answer or ANS, and that's going to identify the answer for the open-ended questions. Okay, you can have an answer key that's included in this, which is going to be super helpful, so you don't have to go back into Canvas and enter all that information in. So you can have an answer key at the very bottom. It must start with answer scheme, it's a title on its own line, and you can also add it as a table. So there's a couple different ways you can do that. You can see the examples down there say Q1, Q2 with the answer below, or you could have question to the left, answer to the right. So those are some options as well. Again, remember, this is only if you are typing the questions yourself into a Word document. If you're not doing that, ignore what I'm saying for right now. Okay, so you have closed fill in the blank questions. I'm not going to read all of this because you guys are going to have the slides, but it does tell you specific formatting depending on what you're wanting. So if you just want the fill in the blank, or if you want them to have a drop-down box, that's an option as well. And they do have a instructor guide that has a lot more details on the different question types and formatting, all the information about math equations and charts and meta tags, all kinds of stuff, and some basic troubleshooting too. If you're importing content and it's not working the way you're expecting, that troubleshooting guide will help you out. Okay, so now we're done talking about formatting the questions, again, only if you're typing them yourself. So moving on from that, we are able to upload a file. That's the part we just talked about in option 1, but in option 2, you can just import it. So you can go from Google Forms, Microsoft Forms, ChatGPT, quizzes, Kahoot, Booklet, all kinds of stuff. So you can import it from another platform. So let's say you use Quizlet and you use the games on there and also the flashcards, and you have that built to help your students learn and practice those things. You can go log into your Quizlet and you can pull it directly from there and tell GetMarked that you want a file that's going to go directly into Canvas. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel here. So here's an example of that. If you're actually using flashcards, you can go in and it has a tool that you can use. It tells you step by step how to use it. And basically you're going to copy all of that, and then it puts it into question format for you. You can see like the ABC right here. And you can tell it how many answer choices you want, convert it, copy it, and then you can save that and import that directly into Canvas. There is a text to quiz option as well. So this can turn it into a quiz, and it can also export it as well. So you might have a quiz in Canvas and you want to export it to Kahoot or something like that, so you can play a game or activity in class with the same content. It's great. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. This is a separate tool that GetMarked has that they offer you, and this allows you to create a spreadsheet of that information, and you can use that spreadsheet in a lot of different places. So that is a good tool to have as well. I wanted to highlight a couple different options here. These are pretty fun. I always tell people, depending on the type of course you have, the level of students, and the general personality of each class, you know, some classes are very serious and very quiet, other ones love to have fun. Don't underestimate games. Gamification really makes things a lot more lighthearted, and it's a lot more interaction with the content versus just passively listening to a lecture or somewhat reading their textbooks. So some of these, yes, are they a little simplified, or maybe you're worried that this is going to be, you know, too easy or not taken seriously enough. I would say try it a time or two and get feedback from your students, because I think you'd be surprised. Sometimes just having something out of the usual textbook lecture format is such a breath of fresh air for students. So looking at Book It right here, it has all kinds of games, and this is so cool because they can win points, and they have little avatars, they can get coins, there's competition between them and their peers, so they can steal points from each other, or, you know, they can freeze someone for 30 seconds. It gets really competitive, so if you have a fun outgoing class, that'd be so much fun. And it does have a homework mode as well, so they can do this when they get home outside of class. It's great. You can see the screenshots here. There's all different kinds of different games, and you can host them in class, or you can have them do it independently as well. So GetMarked will import quizzes into Book It for you. It's pretty great. Another one is GameKit. So this is for live in-class games. They call themselves like the live game show, basically. There are a couple limitations with this though. You're limited on the characters of text, and you must have a multiple choice question that has 4 answers. So it's a little bit more limited on how you present the questions and the content. You can have students working together as a team, or competing against each other and working against each other. Similar to the previous tool, there's lots of different games on here, but yes, you can use GetMarked to import stuff into here as well. So this way it can reinforce what you're quizzing or covering inside of Canvas. All right, part number 3, almost done. So we're going to talk about GetMarked and AI, how you can use those together. And it's pretty simple. So if you haven't used ChatGPT before, and yes, there are other AI tools, this could work there as well. They're all pretty similar in that aspect. Create an account and log into ChatGPT. There is a paid and a free account. And I believe the ChatGPT 4 is the one that's paid. So you can get the free account and it works just fine for this. So you can use prompts that GetMarked has and edit the yellow areas. So the screenshots are directly from the GetMarked website. And I would come in here, I would click the little copy button, I would go into ChatGPT, I would paste this, and then I would change it to say, you know, create 10 multiple choice questions on parabolas, you know, whatever. And then the Bloom's taxonomy level of the questions should be at, and this is basically, are they just identifying information, or how in depth are they really going to be questioned about this? So I really like that as well. So that's basically how complex of a question do you want about this content. So you're going to take this, you're going to edit just the yellow parts, and then you're going to paste it into ChatGPT. And the reason why GetMarked gives you prompts is because you only get responses from AI that are as good as your prompts, right? So if it's very generic, or if you don't tell it how many multiple choice questions or what level of understanding you're looking for, then you're going to get some stuff that might not necessarily work for what you're looking for. So it has a couple different options, but get the prompt that you want. This one's a little bit more specific. It says each question should have at least 2, and you can edit this, or more closed fields. Closed fields are represented by the brackets. And so basically this is saying I want it in this specific format when you give it to me, and I want this many blanks in each question. So now I'm going to get 5 questions about the water cycle. Each one of those questions is going to have 2 fill in the blanks, and it's going to be formatted correctly so that it talks directly to GetMarked's program. So you have no editing to do whatsoever. This is why they give you those prompts in their GetMarked website. Okay, and then you're going to copy and paste what ChatGPT or whatever AI tool gave you, and you're gonna put it into a Word document and save it. Then you're gonna upload it into GetMarked. It's in that tab that opens up when you click on that tool in your course menu. So whenever you put that into GetMarked, it can identify the types of questions, and it will put it all into this for you. So here are the water cycle questions, and here are the 2 fill in the blanks that we had asked for in that GPT example. It doesn't have to be just fill in the blank, it could be anything. So you have a lot of options to use this quizzing tool with, and I want to emphasize that it's not just importing and exporting out of Canvas. There's a lot of different options, and they keep adding to them. They seem pretty open with their customer support, so if there's some kind of tool that you would love to see the GetMarked program work with and it's not listed on here, then contact us, we can contact them, and then hopefully they can get that in the works. But there's a lot of good options here that I think are really going to save you guys a lot of time with quiz making inside of Canvas. All right, if you have any questions, again, I highly recommend their instructor guide and their blog that has some troubleshooting and step-by-step how-tos. And also contact us. You can get a meeting with one of our designers anytime, and we'll go one-on-one with you through your course to get you set up and ready to use GetMarked. All right. Thank you for watching this quick video, and again, try to attend one of our live trainings. If not, this will be in our Seedle Hub along with the slides. See you next time.